So in this movie, I'm going to show you how to use a separation method called advanced color. Now this method requires you to add layers to the document first. So you select the colors that you want to separate to, and then the software does the rest. So if we just look at this document here, I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to focus on the cleanest, most saturated colors. So I've got a nice bright yellow here and I've got a few greens. So I've got this really deep green and I've got this apple green, and there's a kind of mucky green down here. And then, so I've got kind of two hues of blue here. So I'm going to add this hue as well. Now you don't need a layer for every single tone because AVA does separate tonal colors, but you need a layer for each hue. Now with advanced color, you don't need to separate white, okay? You just need to focus on the actual colors in the document. And I've got this really light pink here. So even though I'm separating a light color, I'm selecting the darkest pixel of that light color. Now I can activate my layers, and at this point, if I want to, I could even sort them. So it just makes viewing the layers and working with them a little bit easier. I can also swap the order. So if I print light to dark, I can have it this way. And if I print dark to light, I can swap the order again to have it go this way. The image should always be at the top. So once we have the layers that we think we need, we can activate them, make them invisible, and leave the image visible and not active. We go to the Separate menu and select Advanced Color. In this little window, I simply click Make, and that will make a preview of each of these separations, which I can view by holding down the Option key and just sliding down the visibility buttons of each of these layers. And then if I want to view them all together, I just turn them all on. Now I need to adjust this separation, but I need to be able to view the original image at the same time. So I'm going to click this little plus button down here. Oh, didn't mean to click it twice. Move one of those. And then in one view, so I'll click on the left-hand view and view the image only. And then on the right view, I've got my separation. So I can see that there's a little bit of work that needs to be done. I'm looking for the tonal information at this moment in time. I'm not looking at the color. The color can always be adjusted later on. So let's take a look at this green, for example, and put these, we've got 3 greens here. So let's view all of these at the same time. And then if we just look at this dark green, that possibly needs a little bit of tonal adjustment made to it. So you can use this gamma curve to change the tonal movement of the separation. Okay, if we look at this layer here, for example, this color may not be the correct color to separate in order to get the correct tonal movement going on this layer. So in that case, we can option click on this color block here, and we can change the color which is being separated. So for example, if I change it quite dramatically, you'll see the tonal movement change in this design very quickly and obviously. So going back to my original color that I was separating, I think I just need to move that to make it a little bit brighter and a little bit more saturated in order to get the correct tonal movement in the separation. And then I can view that with my other layers. And then we can turn the yellow on and we can see how the green and the yellow start to blend together. So then if we move on to the reds, for example, so we'll just go down here and see how they work with the oranges. Now, I feel like the orange maybe needs a little bit more information adding to it, but also a little boost in the tone. So that's where this slider bar comes into play. Now, if I move the slider bar to the left, I'm going to add a lot more information to my separation. And if I move it to the right, I start to strip information away from that separation. So I can use this to finely tune how much information I want on this layer. And if I want to move it really in very small fractions, so to speak, I can hold down the Option key, and as I drag, you can see those numbers move very slowly. So I can just add tiny bits of information to the layer or take tiny bits away. And then I can combine that with the gamma to get the information that I need on that separation. So to recap, the color block is used to change the actual color that is being separated. The slider bar is used to control how much information is on that layer. And the gamma is used to change the tones of the information on that layer. So you move methodically through the design and you will eventually end up with a separation which has nice tonal overprinting information, and then you're ready to start recoloring